Hello you guys and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be.
I'm Whitney.
Hey everybody, and hey y'all lurking in the bushes. Don't stay in there too long. I don't want you to get bit by no bugs. Okay. Anyways, you guys, let's go ahead and get into everything. Like I said, Faith came out finally and is speaking to the press. I am super excited in regards to everything. We're gonna look at the clips and then we're gonna go ahead and get into the articles, okay? So let's get into this first clip. And this is brought to you by way of Rolling Stone, okay? Rolling Stone. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. And then we're gonna get into the clips, the video clips, okay? Again, shouts out to Rolling Stone. All right, let's go ahead and get into this first clip, okay?
When it comes to him being railroaded, I feel like even I had to go do some research myself on things that I wasn't even born yet when it happened. I feel like that term was very just inappropriate to use. This isn't something that people didn't know about. I think they just kind of ignored it or was like, that's not my business. And then when it got deep, then they're like, okay, well, maybe it is true, but then it's still like, but it's still their fault. But yet this is somebody that everybody knew about, the industry, entertainers, a lot of people, and nobody put a stop to it or tried to until now.
All right, as you guys heard in that clip, she's just talking about the whole railroad stuff that they putting out there, which is ridiculous. And I think it was actually brought by way of Bill Cosby, but like, we need to start looking at where the messages are coming from. It's like, nigga, please. All right, let's get into this second clip, and we're going to go ahead and get into this article.
One more question. When you were on the stand, you were talking about how he was doing the piano fingers.
Yes.
What were you thinking? What were your, I guess, emotions, your visceral reaction to that?
I can say there was a few times during me testifying and things like that, I definitely got upset, and it was upsetting me that like nobody was saying anything, but I had to understand this isn't about opinions or anything. It's very factual. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that definitely attributed to his character, the bad part and the arrogant part that I testified about. But as far as how it made me feel personally, it was more so like I know he was trying to deflect. Like if he could shout, shut up, he could. But there was like even times that he would just put his head down and shake. My dad was able to see a few angles that I couldn't see. And my dad said he was very uncomfortable. It just reminded me that, yeah, I know it's what you did. Like it kind of was just stamping him some more. I think it hurt him to see me speaking. You know, he hadn't seen me since I was 19. So you see somebody 4 years later and they're against you. It's different.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you guys heard from Faith, and we're going to get more into like my opinions in regards to all of this, but I want to go ahead and get all the information out first. And then we're going to, of course, review everything in regards to it. Okay. So I want to go ahead and get into this article. Like I told you guys, that is brought to us by way of Rolling Stone. Okay. So you guys can check this article out. Okay. Hey, Cece. Hey, Purple. Long time no see, pretty girl. Hey, Michelle. Hey. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into this article, okay? R.KELLY victim, Faith Rogers, on conviction. Nobody put a stop to it until now. I think it hurt him to see me speaking. He hadn't seen me since I was 19. You see somebody 4 years later and they're against you. It's different, as we heard. For anyone who thinks R. Kelly was railroaded at his recent racketeering and sex trafficking trial, victim Faith Rogers wants you to consider this. She wasn't even alive when the marriage certificate showing R. Kelly and had wed 15-year-old singer Aaliyah in 1994 was first unearthed by Vibe magazine that same year. The certificate falsely listed Aaliyah's age as 18. I wasn't even born yet when that happened. This isn't something that people didn't know about, Rogers tells Rolling Stone in an exclusive interview Friday in some of her first comments since Kelly's recent conviction in his racketeering and sex trafficking case. This is somebody that everybody knew about. The industry, entertainers, a lot of people, and nobody put a stop to it or tried to until now, she said. It took a group of millennials to make it happen, which is crazy, she said. Rogers, now 24, testified at Kelly's trial in Brooklyn federal court before a jury. Took about 9 hours to convict the I Believe I Can Fly singer on all charges. She said she called it upsetting to face him again in person and witness his arrogant demeanor in the courtroom, which included the singer moving his fingers like he was playing a piano when some of his music played as evidence. I know he was trying to deflect. Like if he could have shouted, "Shut up," he would have. There were even times when he would just put his head down and shake. My dad said he was very uncomfortable, she recalls. It just reminded me, yeah, it's what you did, she adds. I think it hurt him to see me speaking. He hadn't seen me since I was 19. You see somebody 4 years later and they're against you, it's different. Rogers spoke Friday alongside her lawyer, Gloria Allred, who represented 3 of the 5 victims who testified at Kelly's trial. Rogers and Allred held a press conference together earlier in the day in Los Angeles in her first public appearance since the verdict. They said claims from people, including Bill Cosby spokesman Andrew Wyatt, that Kelly was railroaded are unfounded. R.KELLY was not railroaded. He was convicted based on evidence, Allred said in a statement. In her testimony, Rogers recounted to jurors the horrific details of Kelly's abuse previously revealed in her 2018 lawsuit against the disgraced R&B star. She says Kelly demanded and violated her during a roughly year-long relationship, forcing sex on her, routinely locking her in rooms and vehicles as punishment for failing to please him, demanding she call him daddy, and knowingly infecting her with a sexually transmitted disease, i.e. herpes. She first met the Grammy winner at a 2017 concert in San Antonio, and 2 months later, he flew her to New York to attend another show. She says he forced her into non-permissive, painful, and abusive sex and recorded unauthorized images that he weaponized against her. Now, when she decided to speak out, Kelly allegedly sent her lawyer a threatening letter. He really didn't want me to talk, but even though all that, it just gave me more drive to keep going. Once all my cards are on the table, there's nothing you can really do to me, she said at the press conference Friday. The stress of it all, it caused me anxiety, all types of medical problems. It's hard going up against people's favorite. Rogers says she decided to press forward so the next young woman targeted by Kelly could be aware. Kelly, 54, is due to be sentenced in May by the same federal judge who oversaw his trial. He faces 10 years to life in prison. Rogers said she's not sure if she'll attend the sentencing, but she hopes Kelly will show some remorse and accountability. So that is the article in regards to Rolling Stone. And I'm going to come on. I got one more article I want you guys to actually hear, and we're going to talk about it. But let me see what you guys are saying in this chat. Hey, Lasting Impression says, hi, Whitney and the Witness Gang. Lone Star, what it do? He says, what's good, chat? H-Town in the building for sure. Hey, Chastity, what's up, you guys? Okay, Let me get into this last article that I would like for you guys to actually listen to. This is an article from the Newsweek. Okay, they're going to read it as we listen. All right, so let me share my screen.
Faith Rogers speaks for first time since R.KELLY trial. Faith Rogers, one of many women who accused R.KELLY of sexual abuse before the R&B singer's conviction on sex trafficking and racketeering charges last month, shook her head no on Friday when asked during a press conference if she wanted an apology from Kelly. The apology is his conviction, Rogers told reporters during the press conference, which was hosted in Los Angeles by her attorney, Gloria Allred. Reporters asked Rogers what she wants to see when Kelly is sentenced, which is expected to happen next May. Rogers, who testified during the 6-week trial in New York as one of the prosecution's many witnesses, said she noticed a whole lot of arrogance coming from Kelly and his attorneys in the courtroom. Looking forward to next spring's sentencing hearing, what I would like to see, at least by that time, is a little bit of remorse and accountability, Rogers said. She was also asked what she would say to Kelly if given the chance to address him directly. "I have nothing to say to him," she responded. Friday's press conference marked the first time Rogers spoke publicly since Kelly's conviction on September 27. In a news release distributed ahead of the press conference, Allred said Rogers also planned to address comments comedian and actor Bill Cosby recently made in support of Kelly through his spokesperson, Andrew Wyatt. Cosby's own sexual assault conviction was overturned earlier this year. Shortly after Kelly's guilty verdict was announced, TMZ spoke with Wyatt, who said he had discussed the conviction with Cosby. Cosby said he believed Kelly had been railroaded. Wyatt told TMZ. Based on the evidence admitted at trial, the jury, after 9 hours of deliberation, decided that R.KELLY was guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and that he should be convicted, Allred told reporters Friday. R.KELLY was not railroaded. He was convicted based on the evidence. Rogers added it was disheartening to see some people portraying Kelly as a victim. She said Kelly had repeatedly threatened her in an effort to prevent her from sharing her experiences publicly, which she first did in 2018. R.KELLY did receive a fair trial, Rogers told reporters. He was not railroaded. Rogers, now 24, filed a lawsuit against Kelly in May 2018 accusing the singer of mentally, sexually and verbally abusing her during the time they were together, which Rogers estimated to be about 1 year according to the Associated Press. She also alleged in her lawsuit that Kelly gave her a sexually transmitted disease during their time together. Less than 1 year later, Rogers appeared in the Lifetime documentary series Surviving R.KELLY, which aired in early 2019 and revived discussions about the allegations that had been circling since the mid-1990s about Kelly's treatment of women. Kelly's trial in New York began in mid-August and concluded it after 6 weeks. The Brooklyn jury announced its guilty verdict on racketeering charges and Mann Act violations on September 27. He could face life in prison for the New York conviction and is facing additional charges in Illinois and Minnesota, though trial dates for those charges have not yet been set. Just a quick word from our sponsor.
Introducing the
All right, so you guys were able to hear both articles from the original Rolling Stone, which she actually did the press for, and then you guys heard the Newsweek. Hey, what's up, beautifully animated? So let's get to talking, okay? Let's talk about it. Those that are coming in, let me play the clips again just to get you guys caught up.
When it comes to him being railroaded, I feel like even I had to go do some research myself on things that I wasn't even born yet when it happened. I feel like that term was very just inappropriate to use. This isn't something that people didn't know about. I think they just kind of ignored it or was like, that's not my business. And then when it got deep, then they're like, okay, well, maybe it is true. But then it's still like, but it's still their fault. But yet this is somebody that everybody knew about. The industry, entertainers, a lot of people. And nobody put a stop to it or tried to until now.
One more question. When you were on the stand, you were talking about how he was doing the piano fingers.
Yes.
What were you thinking? What were your, I guess, emotions, your visceral reaction to that?
I can say there was a few times during me testifying and things like that, I definitely got upset, and it was upsetting me that like nobody was saying anything, but I had to understand this isn't about opinions or anything. It's very factual. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that definitely attributed to his character, the bad part and the arrogant part that I testified about. But as far as how it made me feel personally, it was more so like I know he was trying to deflect. Like if he could shout, "Shut up," he could. But there was like even times where he would just put his head down and shake. My dad was able to see a few angles that I couldn't see. And my dad said he was very uncomfortable. It just reminded me that, yeah, I know it's what you did. Like it kind of was just stamping him some more. I think it hurt him to see me speaking. You know, he hadn't seen me since I was 19. So you see somebody 4 years later and they're against you. It's different.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the gist of everything. Okay. So in regards to her interview, I'm proud of her. I am proud of Faith, just like I was proud of Azriel. Now, what I have been hearing through the grapevine, let's just be real, is the comparisons between Azriel's interview, her appearance, and the comparisons with Faith's appearance. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. What we not fixing to do. Okay. What we just not fixing to do. We're not fixing to compare these young ladies to each other because they're both victims. And that's on period. Okay. They're both victims in regards to the situation. Okay. But the difference between the dynamics of these young ladies, one had something to prove and the other one did not. One had a team of people, you know, that got her together. The other one did not. Okay. Both had choices that they made. They chose the choice that they made. Okay. In regards to Azriel, okay, she has not sat down just press like that. Okay. She had something to prove going back to Gayle King. That's period. Okay. Let's just put that out there. She went on there originally on this woman's platform and was very disrespectful towards her, but by way of R.KELLY. All right. Okay. So this was more so something that was like a self thing. It was like an intimate thing. You know, that's why it was no backing of lawyers. It wasn't a parent there. It was just her therapist. Okay. And it wasn't no big production and stuff like that. It wasn't a glam team and all that stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, that's not what that was about. This was her coming back and, you know, righting her wrong, if you will. And if you guys haven't seen the full interview, man, you guys are missing out. I hate that they put it on a stream service because some people was coming to me like, Whitney. It's on Paramount Plus. You have to pay for the subscription to watch it. Now, what I'm doing for my members only, we're going to stream it. I'm going to play the whole thing because I have the subscription to Paramount Plus. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, go ahead and become a member. And I'm going to be playing it this week. And we're going to watch the whole interview because it's very informative. It's very well put together. Very good. Okay. So my thing in regards to Azriel, it's really no comparison. Okay. This was two different way about moving that they were doing. Okay. In regards to Azriel's appearance, Azriel has always been a naturalist, period. Let's go back to whenever she was in the grasp of the likes of R.KELLY. Sorry, y'all, I was looking down at my phone. So she would wear her hair curly, natural. You know what I'm saying? She didn't wear too much makeup, you know what I'm saying, and things to that nature. She never was a glam person. You know what I'm saying? She never was, if you know her background. Okay. So, you know, like I told you guys, what I saw was production when she sat before Gayle King the first time when she was with R.KELLY. We heard in this interview with Gayle King that, you know, it was a show. It was a production behind it. So of course he wanted to make her look good and sit her up like a doll and stuff like that. But no shade, like I said, even in that interview, she didn't look her age. She was younger then. Okay, and he had her clothes from her neck down. That black jacket, and you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. But this one, you could tell she probably, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She got herself together, you know. And then, like I told you guys, I showed you guys later on how she did get her hair pressed. And I told y'all, as a natural person myself, as a natural woman myself, baby, please, once that humidity hit it, baby, it ain't nothing you can do, nothing. Okay, and it hits the roots first. But at the end of the day, don't know why you guys are tearing down this young lady, but you did. Okay. And that's what we do as Negroes, right? We tear each other down. We lift each other up and then we tear each other down. So in comparison to that, that's the difference between her and Faith. Okay. Faith was very well put together. Absolutely, because she was doing a press run. Okay. All right. She looked very good. Rightfully so. She should. Okay. But let's be real. Faith has always looked beautiful in anything that you saw her do. Okay. Let's just be real. She always was well put together. That was an issue that people had when it came to Faith because, oh, she couldn't be no victim because look how to-do she is. You know? Faith is Faith was always. Y'all got to check her resume, baby. Faith has never had a hair out of place. Okay. And then she came from also you know, a very together background, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, so it is what it is. So in regards to appearances, like I said, y'all cannot compare. If y'all are, that's asinine. Because at the end of the day, these are two different situations that are going on with these young ladies. Okay. One, like I said, has something to prove. The other one is actually doing like a press run and going around and doing that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it is what it is in regards to that. Now, it was some things in this interview that I do want to point out. Yes, why he didn't. Let me get into these comments before I address. Let me see. Okay, Michaela says, as much money as Angelo said he has, why he didn't get Azriel's hair done? Well, at the end of the day, Azriel is a grown woman. That's what y'all are forgetting. Okay, why y'all not keeping that same energy for Faith? Did Faith mama get her hair and makeup done? No. Faith is a grown woman. Okay, these are grown women now. Okay, and furthermore, Azriel hair was done, sweetie. I posted that particular picture. She got her hair pressed. Her hair pressed. Yeah, her hair, her natural hair was pressed. Yeah, I just said that, but that was cute. Okay, that was real cute. Anyways, okay, but not for nothing. Y'all are sad. Okay, y'all are very sad, very sad. But yeah, if you guys would like to see the whole documentary with Azriel and Gail, join, and I will be streaming it because I got a membership and I can stream it. Okay, there go Miss Rogers in the building. Hey, Miss Rogers, can I ask you a question? Okay, if you don't mind, since we got Miss Rogers in the building. Miss Rogers, question: did you get Faith's hair and makeup done here, or was that Faith getting her hair and makeup done? You know, because I could have sworn, you know, she's grown. But I just want to, you know, because it seems like it doesn't matter what these victims do, they always tie in the parent. So it was some comparison. And someone in the comments stated, why didn't a father get his daughter's hair and makeup done for her appearances? And I said that you didn't even get Faith's hair and makeup done. That's her as a grown woman. Oh, okay. Thought so. Thank you. Miss Rogers says Faith does her own makeup. Yeah, I thought so. Thank you, Miss Rogers. Okay. Michaela says, why do you take up for Angelo when he's sleeping with his supporters? I don't understand that question. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In regards to me taking up for Angelo, I don't take up for Angelo. I take up for the victims. Y'all seem to tie in Angelo whenever I'm talking about, just like you did now. I'm talking about Faith in some way, shape, or form. You're tying in Angelo. You know, I talk about Azriel. You tie in Angelo. I'm not talking about Angelo. And anything that Angelo does in his personal has nothing to do with me. Just like anything that any of these other individuals do with their personal life has nothing to do with me. That's not what I'm here for. But y'all can continue to worry about who people lay with and who people don't lay with, who they do and don't do stuff with. I'm talking about facts. Kind of like what Faith said when she answered this question. Let me run this back for the people in the back.
One more question. When you were on the stand, you were talking about how he was doing the piano fingers.
Yes.
What were you thinking? What were your, I guess, emotions, your visceral reaction to that?
I can say there was a few times during me testifying and things like that, I definitely got upset, and it was upsetting me that like nobody was saying anything, but I had to understand this isn't about opinions or anything. It's very factual. Mm-hmm. So
one more question. When you were on the stand, you were talking about how he was doing the piano fingers.
Yes.
What were you thinking? What were your, I guess, emotions, your visceral reaction to that?
I can say there was a few times during me testifying and things like that, I definitely got upset, and it was upsetting me that like nobody was saying anything, but I had to understand this isn't about opinions or anything. It's very factual.
Oh, did you hear that? Did we hear that? Did we hear that? Yeah, people, this is not about facts or opinion. I mean, this is not about opinions or feelings. It's about facts. Yeah, it's about facts. So the facts are, sweetie, the parents, again, have nothing to do with these people on the stand. Okay? And the sad part about it is, as much as everybody keeps tying me in connection with the Clarys and things of that nature, I don't bring them up. I stick to the facts. I stick to what I'm talking about. And the fact is that you guys always compare apples to oranges. What Angelo Clary, what Alice Clary, what Azriel Clary, or any of the other Clarys or any of the other Rogers have anything to do with their personal life has nothing to do with me. What I'm talking about is the facts of the matter of what we're talking about when it comes to R. Kelly. And the fact of the matter is that he was not railroaded. They had all the evidence in the world. These women and men have a right to speak out after the fact to tell how they feel about the verdict. We do it. We did it. And because of you immature, ugly individuals, and I mean what I said, because it takes ugly individuals to compare victims to each other. It takes ugly individuals to deflect from some facts that was presented. And we're going to talk about that. Let me see what Miss Rogers says. And then I'm going to get into some facts that Faith actually brought up that I want to talk about because I said it before. Miss Rogers says, why are they concerned how Faith looks every time she comes out? She's together. So what are they talking about? 1 minute they claim R. Kelly took care of her, which is it? Thank you. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I was trying to tell them, y'all need to do y'all research. Anytime Faith stepped out the door, baby, anytime she posted something, she was well to do. That's why everybody kept saying that she can't be a victim, because y'all got in y'all ridiculous heads how a victim is supposed to look, how a victim is supposed to operate. Well, baby, I stand before you as gorgeous as I am, baby. Lazy eye, no, baby. I'm very well put together. When I step out, I'm a victim. But I guarantee you, when I dot that door, every hair on my head is laid out. Every tooth is glistening white. Every lipstick is in touch, baby. And I'm a victim. And I shake a little tail feather every now and again. You can't tell me what a victim is supposed to look like or not supposed to look like, okay? Just because you look like you done been ran over by a semi-truck, okay, and want to hide up under a rock, does not mean that these women are going to do it. They got their voices and they're using it accordingly. But to sit up here and compare apples to oranges when these are two different situations when it comes to R.KELLY and when it comes to Faith is ridiculous. If y'all want to get to talking about something, let's get to talk about these raggedy suits that y'all Peking had on. Are we going to talk about it? Why is it that all this money that they say that this man has, he couldn't come in with a bad suit? Are we going to talk about it? Oh, okay. Let's leave that alone. Okay, we ain't gonna be sitting up here doing that. Y'all are ridiculous. Because baby, he wasn't coming in just Machiavelli up in here. So, anyways, okay, baby, looked like he went to Belk, okay, and got his suit. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Anyways, Miss Rogers says, and R.KELLY and Faith are very beautiful young ladies. There is no comparison, so they don't need to start that. Exactly. Okay. Thank you. Let's talk about how he wore the same suit with all this, but I'm just saying, with all this money. I'm just saying, baby, they being petty. With all this money, y'all alleged that this man had, but he kept the same suit on. Baby, I even saw on Power how whenever what's her name they came and got her a wig. They got her all the way together. Okay, but he couldn't. But all this money that y'all alleged that he had. Child, please. Y'all better stop. Y'all need to stop. Anyways, let's get into these facts, however, that let's get into these facts, however, that Faith did bring across. And I told y'all that, okay? Let me play this real quick and I'm gonna stop it after it comes across, okay? Let me find the clip first, which one it was. I think it was that.
When it comes to him being railroaded.
One more question. When you were on the stand, you were talking about how he was doing the piano fingers.
Yes.
What were you thinking? What were your, I guess, emotions, your visceral reaction to that?
I can say there was a few times during me testifying and things like that, I definitely got upset, and it was upsetting me that like nobody was saying anything, but I had to understand this isn't about opinions or anything. It's very factual. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that definitely attributed to his character, the bad part and the arrogant part that I testified about. But as far as how it made me feel personally, it was more so like I know he was trying to deflect. Like if he could shout, "Shut up," he could. But there was like even times where he would just put his head down and shake. My dad was able to see a few angles that I couldn't see. And my dad said he was very uncomfortable.
That's what I want to talk about. And I told you Negroes this before, but I guess y'all don't want to listen to me until I have to prove myself. That's fine. That's fine, because you know Whitney comes with receipts, okay? And if I don't got receipts, I bring people in the building. Prime example, Miss Rogers. How you doing, Miss Rogers? Okay. Anyways, yes, I told you people that this man was in trial disturbing the peace. I told y'all. Okay, I tried to tell y'all. I said this man was in there beatboxing, okay, and doing all kinds of stuff, throwing these victims off. Thank God it didn't work, but he was in there acting a plumb donkey, okay, up in there. Like I said, I think this man have some for real, some psychological issues, and maybe they should have kept playing with it. Because maybe he would have got a lesser sentence acting like he was crazy. Because he was already acting like he was mentally challenged in there playing air piano when his music was playing and putting his head down, putting his head up. And I told y'all when R.KELLY got on trial, he got the coughing, moving his mask, banging on the table, acting like he looking for something. just being deflective and disruptive. Okay? All right? And then when John Doe was up on there, that man didn't know how to, he couldn't stay still. Okay? Couldn't stand still to save his life. All right? And that's why I was trying to tell you, Negroes, okay, that it was a lot of stuff going on in the courtroom. And then I also told you guys, yes, no, I was not in the courtroom, baby, because I got life out here in these streets. Okay? I have a whole husband, children, I got jobs to maintain. So no, I couldn't be up in there, but I did have people, eyewitnesses, that was relaying messages to me and letting me know verbatim. No, they weren't in the overflow or in the hallways. They were in the room. Okay? So my thing is all of this craziness with stuff not being proven and them not, no, this man did not get railroaded. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, it is ridiculous. He did not get railroad. When you think of railroad, it's like bombarded and, you know, and no, they had evidence, you guys. They had evidence to prove their case to be factual. Okay. So just want to let you guys know that. Okay, let me get into this chat and then we're going to talk a little bit more. Nicole, not true at all. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Nicole Gibbons says pastors' parents always act extremely but real victims who experience forced sex don't go back. She is the only victim I think was out for reading. Okay. I don't agree with that. Let me tell you why. This is the reason why you can't say she's out for revenge. Okay. Let me just break this down to you. If anybody, and y'all know I'm fair. If anybody was out for revenge, baby, I would say it was Azriel. Okay. I wouldn't say it was Faith. Okay. What you got to understand is Faith wasn't connected like that, boo. She was not. She didn't love this man. She didn't. Okay. She didn't even know this man. Okay. She wasn't alive when he was doing all the stuff that he was doing. Okay. So what you're witnessing that transpired when it comes to Faith is what all the other victims should have did. Okay. She had a relationship, whatever it is, a situation with this man. Okay. She got exposed to a venereal disease. Okay. And she held him accountable. It ain't got nothing to do with revenge. Revenge you seek on people that you care about and that hurt your feelings and that they did something to you. All right. She did what all the other victims should have. And that is hold his butt accountable up front. It was no time that went through, baby. It was no time that went from when it happened to when she did it. It was boom. When she saw the reactions, she held this Negro accountable. And Faith didn't live when Faith could go and come as she pleased. That's why her experience was not the same as the other ones. She was grown. So I can't agree with that, Nicole, in regards to, her trying to seek revenge. No. And at the end of the day, who cares? I just want to know what revenge got to do with what he did. Again, that's very deflective. Regardless of why these victims did what they did, they're victims and something happened. When you say stuff like that, it's deflective. Just as well as when you say, what about the parents? It's deflective. That's just like saying, well, if the slaves didn't act up, if they didn't talk back, they wouldn't get beat. What? That takes away from the slave masters beating on them. That's and I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but my thing is that it's very deflective. You again take away from what he did. I shared a situation with you guys on my Straight Talk episode where I had been giving a baby from a neighbor. Okay. And She left that baby with me overnight. I didn't know her. Okay. I helped her one time. I didn't beat that baby. I didn't starve that baby. She came, got her child, and the baby was in perfect peace after that. It's my responsibility not to abuse, rape, sodomize, molest these individuals. So I can't agree, Nicole. I'm sorry. Revenge or not, it does not negate what this man did to them, period. And we already saw he broke the law in a lot of cases, period. I don't know what the conversation is anymore at this point. Okay, Ms. Rogers says, I'm not going back and forth with anyone, because at this point, you are a non-factor. He's where he needs to be. Exactly. He's where he needs to be. If she was out for revenge, can we blame her? He knowingly exposed her to an incurable disease. Come on now, that's my point. And I will be seeking revenge too. They'd be lucky he didn't get a bullet. And I'm just being honest with you. You got people that don't play about theirs. And then if somebody did that, they'd be wrong, right? Case in point, it's just one victim's parent. Well, the victimizer was another child of hers. She killed her child. Yeah, she killed her child. Now, that child is gone, and now she's in jail. Would y'all prefer that? Or would y'all prefer a person have common sense and give them their rightful time in court? It's just the hypocrisy for me. It's just ridiculous. First, y'all say y'all want him to have a fair trial. He did that. It was fair. And now you're still saying that, it wasn't fair. So it is what it is. Child. It's ridiculous. Let me see what you guys. When people say Africans sold their own people into slavery, that doesn't make it okay that Americans still enslaved them once they got to the U.S. Both are wrong, period. I'm glad you no longer support him, but you still don't understand what victimizing is. Exactly, Nicole. You got to understand, baby. Not to mention, he's still got more trials to go. He's nowhere near done. Speaking of which, let's get into some information. Let's get into some facts. Because, see, y'all know your girl talks more so about facts. I don't really talk too much about, hearsay or whatever, okay? Because that's neither here nor there. Let's get into some facts when it comes to this Illinois trial. Okay, now I was going to present this to you guys on Monday, but since we got, people in the building, let's go ahead and get into the indictment of Illinois. Yeah. That's already been filed. It was filed back in February. Your girl got those transcripts. So let's get into some facts, okay?